Hello there and welcome back to War Thunder. First of all, this video is dedicated to my good friend theOrangeDoom. Everything is subject to change. And this is because we are on the 1.93 dev server on short notice for me. It's now 1 o'clock in the morning. I have to get up in like 5 hours. So I'm really not sure that I can cover everything. No gameplay. It's just a very brief overlook of what we have on this iteration of the dev server. And I think there has also been a new nation announced, the Swedish tech tree. What a surprise. And yeah, so this will not be the last dev server iteration before 1.93 hits the live server, which I don't know when it comes. I know as much as you guys. So let's go right into it. With the nation we progress from the left to the right, and we begin also with the lineups from the left to the right, just in order so that I don't get confused. I tried to make it as briefly as possible. M1a2 Abrams is the new top end of the line American tank for the, well, Americans. The modifications are interesting. Stock shell is a heat shell, and then we get the AP-FSDS, which looks pretty strong, only at rank 3, and as a rank 2 upgrade we get a very awkward heat shell. It has higher muzzle velocity, but it has significantly less pen. I don't know, let me know in the comment section if this is correct. The next thing is the Uss Pensacola. Beautiful, beautiful ship. I want to talk about this just a touch more since it is pretty unique. If you look at this, it's the first and so far only rank 5 ship. Maximum battle rating is still 5.7, and then we have to go to the guns. We have 10 8-inch/55 Mark 14 guns. The reload is pretty hefty as of right now with 20 seconds. Remember, Mogami with the same amount of guns has 15 seconds reload, and the Hipper 12 seconds. And yeah, the Admiral Hipper, well, let's compare here the shells a little bit. We have no normal nose-use HE. In fact, the base-use HE looks pretty terrible with less than 5 kilograms of TNT for an 8-inch gun. High explosive, that's not a lot. Then we come to the 8-inch Mark 19 APC. The awkward thing, if you compare just this Excel spreadsheet to the Admiral Hipper's ones, or here just the stat card, sorry about this, it has less weight and less muzzle velocity than the German APCBC round, but it has also less TNT filler. It's actually pretty bad with only 1.62, but it has 18 millimeters more of penetration. But at 10 kilometers it falls off more, so there the Hipper has significantly more penetration. Then the next base use HE that you can research as a rank 2 one, you actually have now a pretty nice 9.5 kilograms of TNT filler. That is more than the Hipper has in the nose use with 8.9 kilograms. And the next thing is that the rank 4 upgrade is the 8-inch Mark 17 semi-armor piercing ballistic cap. It also has pretty nice penetration actually, and at 10 kilometers it actually has more than the APCBC and packs 4.61 kilograms of TNT equivalent. So it would be this and this shell that I would put into the mixture. And then also we have some nice secondaries with those 5-inch 25s, which are the very similar ones as on the USS Relay. So that is the USS Pensacola. Very nice look. We'll see how this will manage to hold itself in battle. Belt armor not the strongest, magazines are okay, but at the waterline slightly above. Turret faces 63 millimeters. Magazines are above the waterline. Fuel tanks will burn all the time. So it's not a perfect design, but it's okay. Then a 5.7 battle rating premium, the USS Helena. And it is more or less a copy-paste from the USS Brooklyn, but it is improved that it is from 1943. So the secondaries are the 5-inch 38 dual, 4 of them per side, and proximity fuse shell, etc., etc. So Where do we have it? There we have it. Yeah, same armor layout, etc. But again, it's a top tier premium. It is 5.7. That's still the maximum battle rating. Not sure about that one. Then we come to Germany, and Germany gets a nice surprise welcome. And this is the BMP-1 from the DDR, or the German Democratic Republic. DDR in Germany, it's GDR in English. God, I butcher those words today. 73mm gun, and also the Concours rocket, but only 4 of them. It's practically the same as in the Soviet tech tree. Then we come to 2 ships, the Type 1934A from 1944, for 128mm, roughly the same as with all the German destroyers, but only 4 nice torpedoes. And then we have also improved the mounts of 37mm, where we have the SKC-30 mountings, and then also 6 of the 37mm Flak-Lafette LM42. Those are definitely the improved ones, and they deliver the Taka Taka, making this ship actually more viable in anti-aircraft role than the Z-20 Carl Galster. And it is at 4.0. And if you look at the placement, you can just shred patrol boats bow in, which usually is a little bit of a disadvantage because the turrets can get knocked out that easily. And so I'm wondering why the Type 1936B, which has less of those and is overall not really that better except for 1 main gun more, deserves to be 4.3. So yeah, it's okay. Nothing too strange with that. Then we come to the BMP-3. Very interesting, especially the bat rating. 8.7. It's not fully upgraded. What's actually missing? I don't know. It's just an interface bug. Okay, the 37mm is the Coaxial 37mm. Best belt, rank 4 upgrade, 100mm of penetration. So that's like the BMP-2. And you know what that means. With a battle rating of 8.7, it can shred 7.7s, and it also will murder all those 8.7 premium tanks. And it has then also a 100mm main gun, where you have a stock HE shell, which is not really that effective, but then you have 2 ATGMs, with the best one delivering 750mm of penetration at up to 5 kilometers distance. So very interesting. Yeah, we'll see how this will work out. A very interesting vehicle to be sure. Then we come to Britain, and it's premium time. Not with the first one, that's the Vickers M Mark 7, and it looks very odd with this huge turret, big turret ring gap, and the hull is not the strongest, but the mobility is also a very nice welcome surprise for the British. Roughly 25 horsepower per ton. Good top speed. I expect also nice performance with the reverse speed. Looks almost like a Leopard 2 hull. Yeah, we'll see about this. The shells, if you are interested, shot L23A1. Then we come to the battle. A little bit of a change to an old ship. This gun now also counts to the main battery. Then the Centurion Action 10 6.7 premium tank, and again the turret looks very familiar because it seems to be related to the FE4202, and yeah, it has the 20-pounder, I guess, stabilized, etc. The hull is not the strongest, but it's also not terribly weak. Then the Hunter FGA9, battle rating 9.7, and again you can buy yourself into top tier only 2 battle rating steps away from, with this 9.7 premium. M9Es as the best missiles as far as I can tell. A bit of other bomb loadout, especially the 1000 pounders, look tempting for ground striking, etc., but not really what you buy the ship for. Then we come to the HMS Belfast, a 5.7 premium cruiser for the British. Still, so far, no ship with 8 inches for the British, which makes it now the least favorable nation in terms of a gunfight at long range at this battle rating. Gaijin, what's up? That's an insult? Really, it is. But what's good about the HMS Belfast in comparison to the HMS Southampton is when we look at the armor, because here we have some armor gaps and the turret faces are only 25mm thick. The HMS Belfast comes with a better main belt. There is no gap here at the front. Yes, the bulkhead is still not promising, but the turret faces are significantly stronger, 4 times more armor than on the Southampton, and so you have quite a lot of difficulties disabling those turrets from the front. But yeah, the side can still be splashed. But here you have the British. It's premium time for your tanks, for your planes, and for your ships. So this is Wallet Thunder at its finest, coming to Japan. I haven't seen a Japanese new vehicle so far, could be wrong, but we have 3 new premium planes for the Chinese. But let's begin with the ZTZ-96. Interesting looking tank, and yeah, the stock heat shell 480. Then we have a long stock grind, but also the high explosive can help to just derp some Western MBTs, but it's not as effective, I guess, as the other Soviet tanks. Could be wrong here. Again, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. And then a very respectable APFSDS, but it's only a tier 4 upgrade. So again, Wallet Thunder at its finest. Then the Kia 45 rank 2 premium plane with Schräge Musik, a very similar plane we already have in the Chinese tech tree, as well as the A6 M2 rank 3 premium. I like this, but of most interest for me, because I have here my problems with the Shenyang F5 in terms of it being a repetitive grinding machine. That's my personal opinion. So hopefully the Kia 84 Co can bring a solution to this problem. And as long as the 220mm will behave, I see no problem with it. At the moment, the civil line modifier is extremely low. 1.0, that's worse than some tanks, but I guess that's just some placeholder. Coming to Italy, we come to the BR20M M1, and nothing too special about it except for the bomb load for 1.7. You get 2 800kg bombs. So yeah, maybe, I don't know. But other than this, nothing special. Then the A129 International, the only helicopter that I will represent because of this missile, and this is the Hellfire, of which you have 8. Pretty quick as far as missiles go, and 1100mm of heat penetration. I'm not quite sure if this is a tandem warhead, but there you have your Hellfires. Yeah, 9.7 premium. And then we move on to France. We begin with the AMD 35 reserve armored car, battle rating 1.0, 25mm main gun, and the armor for an armored car could be worse. I've seen worse for an armored car, so you could resist some machine gun fire at least. And then we also have the MX-30 ACRA, battle rating 8.3. And this comes with 2 stock shells, actually, or the 38mm penetrating stock HE shell could be useful for some derp. But the MPACRA ATGM is okay, 800mm of penetration at up to 3.8 kilometers range, so limited range actually for an ATGM, but very unusual caliber, 142mm. Yeah, not quite sure about this one. And then we also have a new top jet for France, the F100D, with 4 M9B Sidewinders. That's the best missile loadout that you can get in terms of air-to-air missiles. And that's already it for me today. That has been the first raw overlook over the 1.93 dev server. And before I forget here, my good friend theOrangeDoom, everything is subject to change. So that's it for me today. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Please give this video a like with it. Subscribe if you want to see more. Let me know what you guys discovered on the dev server, what you're looking forward to. And again, this will not be the last dev server. And so we'll see each other on the battlefields, in the skies, and on the waves of War Thunder.